Jeffrey Epstein, the man who has managed to screw the whole world, as the saying goes, what goes up must come down, except for Jeffrey Epstein. It never comes down. It just keeps going up because his name keeps coming up in everything. Celebrities, public figures, heads of states, United States presidents, kings, princes. And this time around, the First Lady, Melania Trump. Melania Trump. Yeah, his name just appears to be attached to her. And she's been forced to come out and make a statement that quick. I smell fish. I do smell fish. It could be a tuna, it could be a whale, it could be a huge shark. I don't know, but I do smell something. It might be a can of tuna. Somebody bring me some crackers. About to make this tuna salad. Now, if you might just be thinking, well, we're just winding down, coming to an end of everything, then you might have not seen Palm Beach Pete. Yeah, he's like the perfect Jeffrey Epstein lookalike and just happens to have been in the same places, same rooms as Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic. Very coincidental. But that aside, that's a story for another day. Melania Trump, people have been attaching Melania to Jeffrey Epstein and forcing her to come out, make a press briefing to address the nation and address the rumors. So I have the video for you. We're going to have a field day with this. Let's go ahead and play it.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach.
Oh, yeah. Just say, we used to kick it together. We used to hang out. That is just more than being in the same social circles. Trump hang out with Jeffrey Epstein so many times. I find it very ironic now that it's their turn to be dragged into this because they are refusing, the Department of Justice have refused, which to me through the directive of Trump, to release all the documents, all the files. I know there is so many pages that have been released, but there is a lot of redacted information, so many names that have been withheld. And so now you see how much pressure. People will never rest until everything is released. Now we're forcing Catwoman to just come out and reveal her identity. This is great. And as a bonus, I'm going to do something special for you guys. Let's put some music behind this.
To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note.
Yeah.
I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance at a New York City party in 1998. This initial encounter with my husband is documented in detail in my book, Melania. The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings. Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been circulating on social media for years now.
It's very hard to determine, to be able to differentiate reality from deep fakes, because the images from AI look very, very real. It's very scary. These deep fakes, I mean, I've generated videos that I've posted to my Facebook page. And to this day, people didn't even know that those videos were fake. I mean, it sent my whole country up into a whole conversation for like a week. I think no, a month. People didn't even realize that it was an AI generated video. The discussion was on national TV. In other countries in Africa, like 4 countries, were having a conversation surrounding a video that I generated. And so the thing is, it could be true that they hang out together, but now, because of being able to say, those are AI generated, people can have a way to come out of it and say, yeah, I never hang out with that person. And unfortunately, Jeffrey Epstein is not here to give his account, right? Well, we think so. We think he's not around. It's very interesting. Let's go.
Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false. I'm not a witness or a named witness in connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter.
Yeah, sure.
I have never had any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims. I was never involved in any capacity. I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private island. I have never been legally accused or convinced of a crime in connection with Epstein's sex trafficking, abuse of minors, and other repulsive behavior. The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to cause damage to my good name, to gain financially and climb politically, must stop.
You know what? I wonder if now that people are attaching his wife to Epstein, if it might just force Donald Trump to say, you know what? Screw this. Go ahead and release all the names, all the files that have been redacted so that we can put this to rest. Because what these guys are playing now is this blindsiding game to where they know that they have been trying to get at Trump for the longest. And whichever way they try to go, he finds another route to spin it. And so now they're trying to play him on his own game. As you can see, we started the Iran war, there is the Venezuela, there is everything else that he has done except addressing the Jeffrey Epstein case, right? I mean, he was ruling for it. He was running on, he campaigned on that. I'm going to release the Epstein files. And then when they get into power, Pam Bondi, she was just playing around. They literally, like, we're just in La La Land. Like, there is nothing, we have done an investigation. There is nothing, we haven't seen anything. We've given you everything. We've given you everything. No, you just give us a few pages. Release the rest of the files. Then they give us like 2 more million files, and they release the rest. And then now, like, they drop 3 more million, and it's just like that's still incomplete. Anything else but the Epstein files. And so the question begs the question, like, what are we hiding? I really wonder if this is the straw that broke the camel's back. It has to. Something has to give. And whoever's doing this, they are playing a very good game. Playing him at his own good game.
Bernice and I have fought these unfound and baseless lies with success and will continue to maintain my sound reputation without hesitation. To date, several individuals and companies have been legally obligated to publicly and brag their lies about me, such as Daily Beast, James Carville, and HarperCollins UK. Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent male executives resigned from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized. Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth. Thank you.
I don't think what we don't have is not the truth. Like, we do have the truth. We know that we have the truth. The problem is we have half truth because these guys are refusing to go after people who are directly involved. Like she stated, there is so many men that had to step down, and we have heads of states, and we have other politicians that have been protected because they know the ring they run. But only then, if those people are brought down, only then can we say that we actually have the truth. But just having these women testify in front of Congress and then just entering their testimonies into the congressional whatever, so that we what for to what end? If the perpetrators are out there still, we haven't achieved anything. Take a look at this video from the new Attorney General, well, acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, as he was questioned by a reporter. If we ever going to get the names of the rest of the men involved in abusing the girls, are we ever going to go after these men? Listen to how he responds. I mean, like, what are we doing? This is just basic questions, line of questioning that every person should be able to understand.
Public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
Well, I mean, the
Well, I'm not even an attorney general, but I do understand what that question means. Are we ever going to learn about these men? Like, are we ever going to get their names? Are you ever going to go after them? Are you ever going to prosecute them? Like, I don't know. Should we speak faster or slower to your understanding, Mr. Acting Attorney General or Attorney General? Like, what are we doing? Dad?
Men who abused the young women through Epstein's through
Look,
Epstein.
we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up, or that we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case. I don't know whether there are men out there that abuse these women. If we learn about information and evidence that allows us to prosecute.
It's time to act. We need to go after these men because there is men. And she cited an example of some of the men who resigned, who stepped down from their position. These CEOs. It's crazy how we just think that Jeffrey Epstein just acted alone on the island. It was just Jeffrey and all these people because he was so mighty and powerful. It was just Jeffrey and his co-conspirator. Just him and his girl. That's it. This couldn't have come at a better time as we are seeing him crashing down, trying to pull back, figuring out how he's going to sneak his way out of the war in Iran. And then now it's just like, woo! They just dropped the nuclear on the family. On top of them, losing money from the Bitcoin investment. Couldn't have come at a better time. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this right here. I'll see you on the next video.